All right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Drivers, start your engines!
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Remember what I told all my drivers? Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
And gentlemen, start your engine!
And welcome back to the Green White Checkered Podcast. I am Andrew. I'm joined with Zach, Austin, and Joe. And we were supposed to have the greatest day in motorsports history, or in motorsports. That didn't really happen. And so we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into, we got a lot of news to talk about, some silly season stuff, really just kicking off. We'll talk about the Indy 500 a little bit, Monaco a little bit. Survivor, we're back to a tie at the lead. So let's get into it. Joe and Austin, you guys were at the Coke 600, or should I say the Fox 375.5.
That's true. Yes.
How was it?
It was awesome. We got there at like 11:30, 12 at tailgate in our usual spot, and it was hot and humid, that's for sure. But
yeah, hot.
Grilled some hot dogs, some burgers, drank some beer, and then went into the my favorite part is always the pre-race, all the military stuff. Actually, we made it in early enough this year to see the Blackhawks. They like fly around and then drop. I think they're Army Rangers that like drop in the infield. And then the craziest part was, and this is, I'll make it brief, but like they airlifted them out, but they were hanging on by a giant rope under the chopper, just like with a carabiner hooked on. Like, you can't pay me enough money to do that. And then they just go away. But it was awesome. All the pre-race stuff, and then the racing, of course, was great, except the rain. So
yeah, overall it was solid though. Every year we have this somewhat secret tailgate spot that like probably fits, what would you say, like 50, 60 cars in that lot, if that. Like when fully loaded out. And every year I'm like, they're gonna start charging for this lot, and every year they don't. I don't know how it slips through. I'm not telling anyone where it is because I'm not getting it ratted out. But this year we did have to kind of tell the people, like, there are people they're trying to take our money. We're like, oh no, we have a spot actually, and they're like, okay, go ahead. But it apparently became another entrance. They weren't even there for that. So anyway, always love that spot. But great time as always. And can't beat a live race, and yeah, good time.
Although we did procrastinate on our tickets and we got standing room only. Regretted that. So next year we were going to get
wasn't that bad. I mean, if we did a whole 600 maybe.
Yeah, if we were there for the whole time, we definitely wanted a seat, but
I had a seat for a while. I took a little nap.
You did, yes. You
need a little second wind, and I got it from that little nap. So it was great time.
I got a secret spot at Indy too, and it's always great to have those. Like, you drive by all these people and just pull right into a spot closer to the track, and you don't have to pay for it. It's so great,
and we don't have to wait.
Like fenced in too. It's so nice,
and we don't have to wait 10 hours to get out either. So yeah. Nice.
So how was the on-track racing? Because from the TV side, it looked decent up until the rain hit.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed pretty decent. I mean, it's just always nice seeing guys run multiple lanes at something like Charlotte. That's the thing that always excites me, no matter what. Like even if there's not a whole lot of whatever happening, I think it's still just fun to see cars running every which lane. I mean, you saw guys ripping the fence, saw guys running, down low, in the middle, everywhere. So that's half the fun for me, seeing something like that run here. But I think that there were some good passes, some good action from the racing we saw. But I think if I was watching on TV, I don't think it would have been the same excitement. But just being there in person and everything and seeing them rip those lanes was really cool.
Yeah, I don't remember who was leading, but they kind of fell off just because they couldn't pass. Was it Ty Gibbs? Somebody was leading for a little bit, and they caught some lap traffic and lost the lead. So, I mean, obviously we saw that, but other than that, the racing seemed decent. We had multiple different leaders. We had passes for the lead. Mile and a halfs, right?
Yeah.
Do well
Can't
in
beat
this
them
car.
this season.
Justin Allgaier did pretty well. He was running up to, what was he, 13th at one point?
That's where he
in the,
finished, I
5
think,
car.
right?
No, he finished like 23rd, I thought.
Oh, maybe I had that wrong. He
Or
did
did they
get the
switch it to Larson?
Let me check. I know he did get to 13th. I thought that's where he finished because I remember him saying,
Yep,
this-
you're right.
like,
That is
yeah.
what they credited him with, was 13th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good results. Can't really complain about that. But he didn't get out of the car because Kyle Larson did not make it in time before the rain hit. And Christopher Bell is declared the winner.
Zach, you're happy about that?
Sure. I mean, it's a rain win, but whatever. Somebody had to win it from the rain win or from the shortened race. It's always good when it's your guy. I can't remember the last time one of my guys actually benefited from a short race. So whatever. I'll take it. It is what it is. Car looked strong though, so that was good. I think his performance looked good, and what really made me happy was the pit crew looked good. Like they had a few pit stops, and I think they looked strong across the board. So makes you feel good. So hopefully that's something they've improved on. You can carry that forward.
Yeah, for sure. So we have to ask the question, was the track dry? Should we have gotten this race in?
Depends who you ask.
It depends on who you ask. Because all the pictures I seen on Twitter, track looked pretty dry.
It does.
Plenty before 12. And then you got Jordan saying he thought it was soaking wet still. So I don't know. They should have definitely run the race. I thought the track was dry from what I've seen. Denny thought it was dry. A lot of the drivers were getting ready to go back out there. And then they pulled the plug.
Yep.
Not ideal.
No, not at all. I don't know, man. You got a holiday, the Monday off for pretty much everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Get the race in.
I think it was a Fox decision. I don't think it was a NASCAR choice.
100%.
Because I mean, even on the broadcast when they finally called it, like normally when they call a race, they got the race winner, like he's like sort of near around victory lane. There's a camera crew on him because they know ahead of time that the race is about to get called, so everybody kind of gets in their place. But even on the broadcast, they're like, Christopher Bell, wherever you are, get to victory lane. Like it was just like nobody knew. And I saw like a quote from Joe Gibbs and something like he was getting his jacket on, getting ready to go back out, and everybody thought they were getting ready to call drivers to the cars, and all of a sudden they're like, no, it's the end. So just like the abruptness of it just seemed like to me Fox was like, nah, we're done.
Well, and because too, they were drying the track for what, an hour and a half or so. Like usually when they put that much effort into drying a track, they're going to go back racing unless it starts raining again, of course. And everyone's saying like they raced that Daytona 500 at like 3 a.m. They raced the Southern 500 however many years ago till like 3 a.m. Like it's not like they haven't raced till 3 a.m. before. Like what are we doing here? Right. And I think wasn't that Daytona 500 like they only had like 10 or so laps left or something?
I thought it was more than that. But I honestly don't know.
But still, it's just like you have holiday weekend, you have Larson, obviously he wasn't going to do the full double, but he was there. Like we all think, oh, NASCAR is going to try and get it in for Kyle. Nope, didn't even do that. So I guess Hendrick doesn't have that much favoritism anymore. But
I think if it was up to NASCAR, that's one of the reasons why they would. I think they wanted Larson.
Yeah,
I mean, it was such a big deal.
Did.
They wanted Larson to turn some laps. So why would they just call it? Like it's just, to me, it's a Fox choice.
Yeah, we hate Fox.
NASCAR did everything possible to get Larson in that car. Like the stage cautions, the cautions where it's like a single car spin, they don't hit the wall. Everything was 10 laps. Like it was ridiculous. It took forever. Oh man. But
the Blaney caution, his car on pit road.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy. I look, I'm like,
that was a 10-lap freaking caution.
Yeah.
We looked up because it was like kind of getting close to when the rain was like, did it like lightning already? Like I didn't see anything. Like, no, Blaney is just there. I'm like, oh, okay. Like sick.
so apparently, should we throw cautions for green flag pit stops then? Because there's cars on pit road. Like I didn't understand that.
That was so weird.
But whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, to go through all that, we have the camera on Larson as he's landing, and the Larson tracker and all this stuff, and it's just like, nah, we're done.
Yeah. Like he's ready to get in the car. Nope. Call it. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Go home. So disappointing for Larson. But the other thing that needs to be asked, and we brought this up kind of last week, and we asked it on our Twitter. Should Kyle Larson get a waiver for the playoffs?
Yes.
I'm team no.
Ooh.
He should not. Like the
Do tell.
box
Are
that you
you-
open with this to give a guy a waiver to get in the championship for skipping a crown jewel race, right? It opens up so much. Like, what's next? Is going to go race some dirt race for $1 million instead of showing up to Gateway? If somebody wants to go run Le Mans or any other race, they should be able to now because Kyle Larson got a pass, right? It shouldn't matter if it's a double. Like going into Indy, you should know, hey, this could happen. I have to make a choice. And he made his choice, and it was not to show up to a NASCAR race. Guess what? Doesn't get a waiver, in my opinion. Like, the charter system says you have to run all races. Did he? No.
Yeah, I think if you look at the what I don't know how to explain this. If you're going to use the waiver system, like I just think the waiver system is completely useless at this point. Like we've given it for so many different things. We've given it for drivers who've been suspended. Like if you get suspended for a race, you should not get a waiver. But Chase Elliott got his waiver. He got 2 waivers in one season.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to have a waiver system and actually enforce it, yes, I would agree that you made a decision not to show up for the race, you should not get a waiver. But it's like everybody's just got a free pass or something it just seems like such a useless thing to me. Like, why do we even bother? I mean, it's because they want the drivers showing up for every race, but I think you could get around that by getting rid of the win and you're in format and just relying on points. Then the problem takes care of itself because nobody's going to want to miss too many races because then you fall behind points and you get into a situation in the championship. So I don't know. I think part of that, because in theory right now I could win the Daytona 500 and just not show up again until September or whenever the playoffs start.
Yep.
Now I wouldn't be at a great advantage because I don't have that win. I wouldn't have any playoff points, all that stuff, but I could still do it and just show up and be in the playoffs. I could skip a bunch of races. So I don't know. If you're going to have a waiver system, start enforcing it. But the problem is NASCAR doesn't enforce it ever. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Precedent has been set that we just do whatever.
If you don't give them a waiver, you're never going to get a driver to do the double again. It's like if you're missing part of a NASCAR race to do the Indy 500 to try to do the double, like no one's ever going to risk that again. Because the amount of tests, if y'all saw Larson's tweet today or whenever it was about it, where he was talking about how sad he was to not be able to do it because of all the work they put in for weeks and weeks and weeks. They're going to do that for a risk of missing the playoffs because they didn't they missed part of the 600. Like I think that'd be dumb if NASCAR didn't give him a waiver because then there goes everyone attempting a double ever again who actually has a chance to get in the playoffs.
But it's not like
I think
the race was, the Indy 500 was delayed mid-race. They knew there was going to be a rain delay.
Or what you could do
Okay,
is even
like you
run the
still
quick
have
race.
done weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of testing and
That's
trying out and everything.
That's
So
part of
you
running the
want
double.
no driver to try the 500 ever again? For
No,
a race
I
to
want
miss
him
the
to,
playoffs.
but that's
It
one of
sounds
the
like
risks
you
they
don't
have to
because
know.
you don't want him to give him the waiver.
I mean,
I
maybe
would,
the
Doesn't
though.
make
solution
any
is-
sense.
Sure it
Maybe the
is.
solution
They know
is
that's
you-
one of the risks. If they're going to do, weeks and weeks and
ladies.
weeks, they got to know that there's a risk that this could happen.
And miss the playoffs. Then no one's even.
You don't miss
no
the playoffs.
team
You
owner
fly
is gonna-
back. You go run the Coke 600. That's the series you run, right?
How much money did Rick Hendrick give to be able to get Kyle Larson in a car?
I don't care about Rick Hendrick's money.
You know who cares about Rick Hendrick's money, dumbass? Rick Hendrick, the one who's giving the money to get Kyle Larson in that car. So now he's not giving that money to give Larson the car because if Larson doesn't, if he misses part of the 600, if he has to waste the money by him not finishing the Indy 500,
It's a risk.
or waste the money of him missing the 600, he's lose. So if there's any chance of those races overlapping, he's either lost money getting Kyle Larson in that car, or he loses money by getting Kyle Larson in the playoffs. So he's not sending him. He's not doing that at all. There's no chance Kyle Larson is getting in an Indy car if Ray Kendrick's footing that bill, because he's not risking him missing the playoffs. So if we don't give Kyle Larson a waiver, no one will ever try the double again.
I think what I like is the idea of let's just like, I mean, we're always making rules and stuff like let's put this in on paper and make it a rule that if you're doing the 500, we understand that this sort of situation might come up, and maybe the 500 is just a default waiver. Granted, like sort of like they were talking about the All-Star race and delaying it and stuff like I don't know. I'd like the idea of like penciling in exceptions. Is my internet acting up?
No,
I can hear you. You're good.
Okay, I have a stream going on the side and it's all laggy, so I was like, am I dying here? But I mean, I don't know, like, except that, because I agree with Drake. Like, I can see it both ways. Like, if we're going to have a waiver process saying that you can't skip races, but we grant a waiver to everybody who skips a race, like, what's the point in it? But at the same time, I want guys to go out and do the double. But if you're going to tell the owner or whoever's sponsoring them or supporting them, because he's right, I mean, how many tests and practices are there in just May alone? And not even to mention the rookie tests he has to do and all this other stuff that they have to do building this program. Plus, Arrow McLaren is fielding a extra car that they otherwise wouldn't field. So that's crew members, crew chiefs, engineers, all this other stuff. Like, everybody's investing a ton of money. So it'd just be nice if, like, maybe for this one, to keep it from being like, I want to go run a dirt race this week and NASCAR will give me a waiver, or I want to go run Le Mans and NASCAR give me a waiver. It's just for the double. The double, we will grant you a waiver because we understand situations happen, and the Indy 500 is a ginormous event. And we understand.
I mean, I don't hate him getting waivers for Le Mans either. It's. I mean, that's part of.
I don't either. To be honest, I think Le Mans will be cool because Brandon and I were talking about that in his Discord this past weekend, like how cool it would be to see a NASCAR guy do it, but there's always a scheduling conflict, so they can't.
Because I mean,
so I don't know. Maybe you have a short list of like these rules or these races, because it's not like
you don't want Kyle to go. You don't want Kyle Larson to miss the 600 for a race at some random dirt track. They're running this dirt track, and
they're running Port Royal on Sunday night for the
right. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm missing. Yeah. Like, first off, if Rick would allow that, but still, NASCAR doesn't want that either. But I mean, what NASCAR putting their drivers on their sports only, in my opinion, helps the sport, especially if they do well at all. I mean, It's showing like, hey, these aren't just these rednecks that turn left and it's super easy. Like, these are actual legitimate race car drivers. And so it gives NASCAR a lot of credit if they have a driver go to these races and perform well. Like we do at, Indy, or like we do for like the, 24 Hours of Daytona, all these things. Like, I don't hate them getting waivers for everything. Not like to an extent, for, like you said, it's a short list, but
yeah, a short list of like exceptions, because I mean, you're not just gonna get an Indy 500 ride, right? Like, you're not just gonna find out, the week before, I'm going to Indy 500 this week. Same thing with Le Mans. Like, you're not just gonna have that ride. Like, there's development and things that go into it leading up to it. It is a big deal, and it would be cool because I do think that having our guys go around. I mean, I said it before when Larson was going to do the Indy 500. I will never cheer for Kyle Larson in a NASCAR race, but the Indy 500, you better believe I was cheering for him. So it's the same thing. Like, I want our guys to go out into the world of motorsports and do well. So if there's an opportunity for them to step onto a big stage and show the world at how good our guys are, I mean, it's hard for me to say that NASCAR needs to give them a reason not to do that.
Yeah.
I think, agreed. I mean, initially looking at it on paper, if you're going to have a rule, this is a violation of that rule. You should not be granted a waiver. But we've given waivers for all kinds of horse shit. I just think the waiver system's stupid, and maybe we should just make exceptions for certain things. Like, just put it in paper. I think that's what everybody has a problem with. It's like, or some people have a problem with. It's like, it just seems like you're doing this for Larson. It's like, let's just put it on the books and make it something that Justin Haley, he runs for Rick Rear Racing. Maybe they want to put him in the Indy 500. So like the same rules apply to him. I grant he's not as big of a name and stuff like that, but at least, give him the same rules that you give Kyle Larson. I think I'd feel a lot better about that.
The rule book that nobody can look at.
Yeah, the secret hidden rule book.
Hicks is mentioned in the comment section, NASCAR does whatever the hell they want with the rules anyway. They
They
follow them. They
have
don't
that at the
follow
end
them.
of every one.
They do whatever the hell they want. They'll follow it. They'll enforce it one week and do the opposite next week. So, I mean, yeah, I think y'all covered a lot of what I would said. I mean, they're gonna give it to him. Like
Yeah,
we know
100%.
that's gonna happen. We can debate it all day, but yeah,
Elton
I
Sawyer was
think
trying to play all coy
Yeah,
on the serious
Elton-
radio. Did you hear him?
Elton needs to.
He's like, well, we're gonna go through the process. We're just gonna let the process follow its course. Like, no, you're not. You know, you're giving it to him.
Yeah.
He's got to say that. I don't
Just
know. I just
out and say it. You're giving it to him.
Dude, do you want
Yeah.
to be the NASCAR social media admin when you have to post on Twitter?
Oh gosh, just turn off the
Who's
comments for that
denied the
one.
waiver. Oh god,
Jeez.
I'm quitting.
Yeah.
Okay. We got anything else for the cup race? We're gonna move on quick. No.
I think it
Fox-
was just
Fox
to,
sucks. Yeah.
Fox does suck, but just to
Yeah.
sort of add on to what Drake and Joe were saying, the TV experience, I think the racing looked pretty good. I mean, there was some good passes for the lead. Bell, Byron, and I think Brad were all
Yeah.
looking pretty racy. You know, they were all going at it pretty good. So I don't think it was like level of Kansas good, but it was still up there. And I mean, it's still early in the race, so who knows what would have happened had we gone the full distance and things
Wait.
really.
S-
Go ahead.
Since we have Brian here, just want to ask him because I believe he stayed the whole rate or the whole time until they called it. Because I called him like on my way home or like when I was home or something, and he was still there. So Brian,
Oh,
in your opinion, was the track dry? And also in your fact, did they ever have the jet dryers out or the Titans? Was Titans or the jet dryers that they claimed were never out?
The jet dryers. They said they had like the other ones.
The
But
Titans
jet
or like
dryers- Yeah.
yeah. Brian says
Nearly
nearly
dry.
dry. And then did
Interesting.
they ever have the jet dryers out, or was it just?
I heard the jet dryers never went out.
So what does what? The Titans blow the water off the track. The jet dryers
Correct.
actually dry it. Is that right?
Well,
Okay,
jet
that
dryers
was-
are just a jet dryer. Like it's heat, it's
Oh,
air.
yeah.
Like where
So it
the
puts heat
others.
in the track to help evaporate whatever's there.
Oh,
Yeah, the other
Brian
one's
says
just like a blower.
Brian says he has breaking insider news here. Should we just get
Uh-oh.
Brian on?
Yeah, send him an invite. We'll get
Brian,
him
I'm
on.
sending you an invite. We're gonna get you. Are you in a place where you can get on, Brian? Or are you like driving home and messaging us while you're driving?
Because it
home?
was not NASCAR. Oh god.
Breaking insider news. It was not NASCAR's fault.
All right, Brian. I'm sending you a link right now. We have a
I mean,
we have a
I'm-
live hop on here.
We'll get
Here
him
we go.
while we're waiting. We're gonna get.
We'll circle
the
back. We'll circle
thing.
back.
Yeah. Chase Elliott wins on strategy. Good for him.
Yay!
Yeah,
Go
set of
Chase.
tires. But the
I-
real talk of the race was Austin Hill and Tent Rex Cole Custer.
What the
Oh,
hell is
Lord
that all
have mercy.
about?
Oh
Austin
my
was just
God.
the angriest guy in the
He's
experience.
a-
Dude.
Big baby.
Yeah, so apparently they bumped in 3 and 4, and then on the straightaway, Austin Hill comes up and hits Custer. Pretty plain as day. And then Austin Hill just wrecks him going into 1 and 2, and then keeps wrecking him down the backstretch. Brian Hicks, what is up?
There he is.
How's it going?
Welcome on,
Man, the
Brian.
myth, the legend.
How are y'all?
Special
Howard.
guest appearance from
Better
Mr. Brian
now.
Hick.
So I talked to somebody yesterday, and I asked him if they were ready to go back racing, and he said most everybody was 100% ready and already prepping to go back. That call for that race to not go back green was Fox's and Fox's alone.
Mm.
That's what we believe.
Fox, from what he was saying, Fox is punishing NASCAR because of the races that they lost for the new contract,
Damn.
which is also why Race Hub has been canceled, which we all found out last week. But that's part of that whole deal with them punishing NASCAR.
I was wondering that too, because this is
Interesting.
the last 600 they're gonna have.
Yeah, they're not happy with the races that they lost, and they had no interest in going back green Sunday night.
Do
So
better
that-
job.
But
You won't
NASCAR's getting the heat for it because, I mean, how can they prove that
Yeah.
Fox.
it was Fox? You know,
Right.
but
we
the
all
drivers
kinda
were told that Fox was not willing to go back green.
I 100% believe it.
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's some bullshit, though. Complete bullshit. Fuck Fox. Like, you just keep putting out this shit product over and over, and then you get mad when you lose races. Like, I was going to bring it up later. Look at this weekend. You got the truck race on Fox, and then you have the cup race on FS1.
Yeah.
Was it really? It wasn't even on Fox?
No, that's this week coming up, Gateway.
This
I was like,
still.
what?
But yeah, still, there's no way your top level should be on FS1.
I mean, what other
truck
sports
stop.
are running on Sundays right now? I mean, you got the Stanley Cup playoffs, but if there's a game on Sunday, but I don't think
That's not
Fox
on
even
Fox.
carries those.
No, that's not Fox.
It would be
US
the UFL.
whatever that. Yeah.
Their
boy.
playoffs are happening, but I mean,
Yeah.
What time's the race? Is it 3 for Gateway?
it's probably it's a day race, so
Thereabouts.
2, 3.
Let me see what's going to be on around then.
The UFL has a game at 12 and 7 on Sunday, and the Fox game is not till 7.
They're gonna give him like a 6-hour pregame show too.
It's
Yeah.
a 1 o'clock race. Or wait, no, that would be 3 o'clock your time. I went the wrong way. 2 o'clock your time.
So if Fox is having that attitude, do you think they're intentionally doing really shitty broadcasts?
They have been. I've
like-
been saying this for a long time.
I thought for sure, like leading into TV negotiations, I was convinced that Fox was intentionally doing shitty broadcasts to devalue NASCAR so they could have a better negotiation standpoint.
Yep.
Like, oh, you're losing ratings, so we
You
shouldn't
went
have
back-
to pay as much money.
We went over this a while ago when you were going back through your races. I asked, when the broadcast started really falling off, and you finally said when, and it was the year before contract negotiations. for
Well,
the,
I haven't even
broadcast.
really pinpointed that. It's just, but like if you go to like 2022 and 2023, when did the deal get signed?
The last one wasn't it like 20?
No, this one because they
Oh,
the $7.7
it
billion
was
one.
this year, wasn't it?
I think
Within
so.
the last year and a half, I think. Yeah.
But like even
Well,
between
last 6
2022
months.
and 2023, you can like tell a difference. Like I don't know, it's just in the overall like I don't know attitude in the booth and stuff. Like I don't know, it's a mess. Fox fucking sucks, and I don't doubt for a
Yep.
second that they were the ones that called that race. I don't think NASCAR wanted it at all. And if I was NASCAR, I'd fucking call them out. We had to cut the race short because our TV partner wanted to get out of there. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess that's bad business. You don't want to do that, but
right. But it's also like, I mean, if they're going to try to strong arm us into calling races because they're mad because they lost deals because they suck, and while devaluating our product, and it's hard because you can't prove any of that, of course. But unless you find some deep,
I'm sure there's an email
emails. somewhere. Yeah, so we need to get some hackers on this, please.
an email or a text message somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey,
Seriously.
please help.
But I mean, I wish you could, but they just can't. They can't afford to do that.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just fuck Fox. They're so bad.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think
So
we
bad
should
for the
be
sport.
allowing a TV partner to do that to us, though. Like, run the race. Run the fucking race. Oh, they didn't show it? Guess what? It was because of Fox.
That could be where it's nice to bring back the Speed Channel, and then you just be like, all right, Fox, you don't want it? We'll just throw it on our channel. And
That's
Joe,
so hard. How many people are
you know
going to?
who
I mean,
owns-
I know,
Channel, though?
yeah. Yeah, again, yes. No one's gonna have it, but like at least it's on so people can. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
I mean,
here,
Stream
they're
it on
gonna-
YouTube.
they'd break
Who you
so
gonna
many
get the camera?
contracts doing that. But it's
Yeah.
if NASCAR were to do that, I'd be like, hey, we're running the race anyway, whether or not it's televised. I mean, what percentage of people then get mad at NASCAR for running the race anyway and not just ending it because now they're pissed they can't watch it? You know what I mean?
When you had, I mean, everyone's saying there were still a lot of people at the track. And Brian
Brian was
can probably
there.
confirm that. Yeah, like they were
Me
booing.
and Joe were at
the
home.
hell- They were booing the hell out of that.
You could tell when they told everybody that the race
Yeah.
is canceled or the race is done.
All the
You could
booing?
hear it.
Yeah. Brian, were you booing at that point?
No, I was eating pizza whenever.
There you go.
Okay.
I wasn't thrilled about having to wait around.
Right.
I invested too much money in that trip to not stick around. So I would have stayed until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, whenever it would have ended. But I mean, I thought it was going to take them longer to get it dry than what it was. Bob, I think soon as the dryers got out on the track, I think Bob said 90 minutes is what they were talking. It was definitely taking a little longer than that because of the humidity.
Right.
But they would have they would have went green probably around 12:30, I'd imagine. Between getting everybody back to the cars and then the track being dry properly. But I mean, what can you do? There were a lot of people still there. I will say that.
Yeah, you said you had traffic coming home. I was surprised by.
Yeah.
That would have been cleared out by them.
So back to Austin Hill and Cole Custer. Man, Austin Hill, what a whiny little bitch. I'm just
Always.
over it. Like, he's got to be one of the worst people now in racing. Easy.
The worst. Well, I don't know if the worst, but he's one of the worst for sure.
I think he's getting up there.
He's making a strong case for himself. Yeah, he's moving up.
I mean, it's like the Kyle Busch thing. Like, Kyle Busch could only ever get away with being a fucking dickhead because he was really, really good. Not has that skill set.
Now we're losing Zach.
Oh, are we?
Just your audio is weird there.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
Weird. Am I better?
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on with my internet? Anyway, I don't know what we didn't catch, so I'll just start over. It's like the whole Kyle Busch thing. Like, Kyle Busch was an asshole, especially in his younger days. But it's like you get away with that because you are so good. Austin Hill is an asshole, but he doesn't have the skills to sort of make that forgivable in any sense. So it's just like, you fucking suck, and just like, and I guess the worst part is, like, he runs people up the track and does all kinds of goofy shit all the time. And the second you do it back, he just flips the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the replay, what happened? Custer did nothing wrong. It was just Austin Hill lost his cool and decided to just wreck him.
Do you think he should be suspended?
I do, honestly. Like, if this was the first time, maybe no. But this isn't the first time. It's like the third or fourth time this has happened. I think it's time NASCAR needs to step in and do something. But especially since he pushed him down the whole backstretch, it
was very deliberate. Like, you can't say oops.
Yeah.
Intent wreck right there.
He was intent wrecking him for like half a backstretch. So yeah.
Yep.
You can't really deny that one.
No. Truck race, Heim dominates, doesn't win. Bad pit stops for him, and Caden Honeycutt was actually in the lead for a little while. Sanchez gets the win, and Heim gets DQ'd because he has 3 loose lug nuts. So that sucks, but that's all we got. How about the Indy 500? What do you guys think of that? I thought it was great.
So good.
I didn't get to watch.
We didn't get to watch that. But they were given updates the last few laps of that race over the PA, which was pretty cool. I didn't realize Larson was leading those laps not on speed, which was a bummer. It was like, oh, it's 20 laps to go and he's leading, and then they're like, it was pit strat, which was still cool. He led laps, but like,
I mean, it wasn't. It was kind of sort of. It was just because that speeding penalty fucked him.
Yeah,
I mean, he had the speed to get up front if he, the race played out or whatever. He was looking pretty good. I was watching him. I think he fell back. Like, he got fucked on the restart because he just didn't know what to do. I think he spun the tires or something and got jumped.
Spun the
went back
tires
to,
and upshifted.
Yeah, so it was really bad. I think he fell back to 14th or 15th, and he ended up just working his way back to 7th or 8th. I think he was running solidly 6th or something like that when he got the speeding penalty. So just unfortunate. Sort of is what it is. New to learning it. I saw on Twitter that apparently this Indy 500 deal is a 2-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be back next year.
At least he gets a chance to.
I would think. I guess there was an option for a second year or something, which you'd think they would take him up on. I mean, guy qualified 5th in his first first year and was running top 10. I don't think this is a bad move.
His tweet made it sound like it was an option at best because he was like, "I hope I get another chance to do this." Well,
I'm sure they'll pick it up. I
have no doubts.
Childress said he's not opposed to letting Busch run it either. So maybe we have a couple.
Great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle show in the Indy 500. That'd be awesome. I don't know who'd give him a ride, but it'd be cool.
The New Garden pass in the last lap on the outside, turn 3.
That was crazy.
Take some balls, but Oh, great finish. Great race.
He was setting an award up too. He let like award.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I've seen the best meme for it is that Too Soon Jr. from Fast and Furious, because like award
Oh, yeah.
passes him going. I think he passed him going into 1, right? And then award.
Yep.
Who the hell am I thinking of? Newgarden just comes back and gives him.
Yeah.
It was just like such a veteran thing.
I was hoping Award would kind of lift once he knew Newgarden was going to take it into 3, but you could see Award just got on the gas a little bit too early and slid up, had to
Yeah.
lift again. So disappointing for him. I mean, you got to feel for him. He had it, it seemed like, but yeah, Newgarden wins.
Yeah, it was good. And my God, was that broadcast good. Holy cow.
Yes.
Like, and I think that made Fox look even worse. Like, you just go from the Indy 500 where they are just on the edge of their seat calling that race every lap. And then we're going green at the Coke 600.
Ooh.
They're side by side coming out of 2. Oh, he's looking inside. Like, it's just, oh my God, it's so bad.
Yep. And also
And
another race
apparently
that had
Fox
really good.
Isn't Fox getting Indy next year? Isn't that the rumor?
Yeah.
Let him. Oh, for the 500, yeah.
Yeah.
They getting the whole season, or are they just getting the 500?
I think
thought it
they're
was the
still
whole
fighting it
season.
out. I think they're still fighting it out with NBC, aren't they?
don't
Last
know.
I saw. I hope so. That would suck.
I'm sure they'll do good the first year and then just be complete shit after that.
We'll see. Have fun, IndyCar fans.
Yeah.
How about Monaco? Anybody watch that?
Yeah.
Watched it. It was Monaco.
Yeah.
First lap crash, which was
That was it.
exciting. And then top 10 finished the way the top 10 started. So
One baby.
classic
it
Monaco.
Is what it is.
Well, that's where like I think we've talked about this before, but because Monaco qualifying is very important. It's like the race basically. Indy 500 qualifying is like it's awesome.
Huge.
There's so much to it. It's obviously it's not the end all be all because it's a long race. Now I don't know if it's for the 600 or Daytona 500, but NASCAR has. I mean, we used to have that with Daytona, right? Where you had the duels, the clash, qualifying. Like we need a big like race to have a big qualifying. I think that's right. You just run like a lap, and you're like, all right, run a lap, and there you go. Like have something cool for the 600. I don't know.
Well,
Make
I
it
don't
more
think it's
interesting.
necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily the qualifying. I just think it's
With the build-up.
the build-up, the events that are all leading up to the climax, which is the big race. You look at Indy now. The 500 is a little excessive. I wouldn't expect NASCAR.
Yeah,
to
I don't
do that,
disagree.
but
Yeah.
they're doing like 2 or 3 weeks of testing and practicing, and then qualifying and more practice. Like I wouldn't expect that NASCAR to replicate that, but
Right.
condense that into like a week or 2, like they did for the Daytona 500 with speed weeks and the Coke 600 when you had the All-Star race before it, and that whole week in between was all kinds of stuff going on. I just that kind of thing is very important, I think, and it really helps to building the event.
Yep. I 100% agree with that. You definitely need the build up, right? If you're trying to make this race, like I said, crown jewel, make it special, build it up. Like there was no build up for this. It was just, we're green, like Zach said. But okay, well, let's hop into the news. Ricky Stenhouse fined $75,000. Dad suspended indefinitely, and some crew members got suspended for a few races. I'm not a fan of it.
Neither am I.
I think if I don't know, I don't like finding a driver for doing something you're going to promote for the next 2 years, right? I mean, we still see the whole Chastain Gregson punch.
The Kyle Busch Vegas fight, we see that all the time.
Yeah.
All those years ago.
I have never personally had a problem with that. I mean, I get it. Like, I get why people have a problem with that. But people are always like, you posted this video and now you're fining them. It's like, well, yeah, it's the social media team that's posting it. And it's entertaining for the sport. So, like, yeah, throw it on there. And I get that's the argument is, yeah, it's entertaining. So why are we finding them? And it's helping the sports. Why are we finding them? But, I mean, it's kind of what we talked about last week. Like, I guess if you just kind of let them run rampant, it might be it might be a little bit chaotic. But I never got the mindset of, I can't believe y'all are posting this. It's like, oh, yeah, I can. Like, your social media team's not the one throwing out the penalties. Totally different. I don't know. I haven't never had a huge issue about them promoting something like that. But
Was he fined for punching Kyle, or was he fined for saying he was going to punch Kyle and then doing it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot. I mean, Gregson and Ross Chastain last year. Neither one of those guys got fined, but neither one of them said that they was going to go punch the guy.
It just
was that premeditated?
Right. Like Ricky was there waiting after he told both the I don't know who interviewed him after the wreck, but told them and told Kyle's crew chief, like, hey, I'm gonna see Kyle after the race.
Yeah.
And like he was there waiting, like it was premeditated. So like,
Right.
what did he get fined?
Why
for?
doesn't NASCAR stop it then? Like, if they know he's going to do that, call him to the truck, leave him there until after the race. Like, hold him.
Yeah, I think that's so. Like, NASCAR wants fights. NASCAR loves fights.
Oh, yeah,
because
for sure.
they are a great promotional tool. And I don't disagree with fining people. I think maybe the extent of the fine should be less. Like 75K.
75.
That's a little much.
10K?
Yeah, maybe like a 10K fine. 10K fine. Like, I personally, I don't think a driver should get fined for fighting another driver. Like, if it's justified and all that. Now, if you just like walking down pit lane and just cold cock a guy, maybe that's a little different. But there was a justified reason for Ricky to be pissed off and want to speak to Kyle and all that. But to Brian's point, he did say 90 minutes beforehand, I'm going to punch Kyle Busch in the face. So maybe that has something to do with it. But the other penalties I'm fine for, like Ricky's dad getting indefinitely suspended.
Oh, yeah.
Totally fine for that. Like, what are you doing getting in there?
Boy.
Yeah, should not have been involved in that fight.
No. So it's whatever. I get having to fine them because you don't want some sort of crazy anarchy situation going on. But maybe just, I don't know, 10, 15K for getting into a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with a smaller fine. I'd be okay with it. But 75 is quite a bit of money.
I think Brian might be onto something, though. You said 90 minutes beforehand you're going to punch this guy in the face. And we're just standing there waiting to do it. So I think maybe that's what NASCAR was looking at. Like, this is a little different than just getting out of the car all hot and throwing hands. Like, this is a little different.
Yep. Roble, we're getting a reconfig. Makes more passing is supposedly why they're doing it. We'll see.
I don't mind it. Roval's been kind of lackluster.
Yep.
I'd say make some changes to the track. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I got a couple
ideas.
ideas. I think what I would do is I would connect turn 1 to.
I already know where this is going.
to where it.
Turn 9 or whatever that is.
To turn 9 or wherever it comes back on the oval, and then I would bypass both chicanes.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay. So when do you hit the infield? Joker lap?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I think
You hit
one
the infield when you go to pit lane and you need to get tires and fuel.
Does that modification to the front stretch chicane? What does that do?
Make
blows them up more, I think.
Even tighter.
Because I do like
blow it.
I do like the modification to the infield. I didn't necessarily like the modification to the front stretch chicane, but I mean, I'm not an expert on road course racing, but I did enjoy seeing them because they were able to get into that chicane hot anyway,
right?
And which gave opportunity for them guys to like really push the limit with them curbs out there. And now they've got to like hard brake into that corner because it's a 90-degree right then left.
Right.
Did they extend that distance between the two turns too? It looks like they're further apart.
It does look like they're further apart. But
Like, it used to be kind of like a quicker chicane type thing, but now it's like looks like it's really going to slow you down.
More of a 90 than But I don't know. I mean, obviously we just got a quick picture of it, but I mean, it can't hurt.
I'm very curious why they did this. It seems kind of random. Like, is this like one more shot to see if the Roval is still good or what? Like, I'm curious what the.
That's my guess.
Guess the goal here is to make it better, but like if it isn't better, is that then going to lead us going back to the oval? I don't know. Seems like kind of a random change, but we'll see how it goes. Whatever.
Okay. It's official. SHR is closing its doors at the end of the season. rumored Trackhouse 2311 and FRM are trying to get the charters.
And I saw 2311.
What? I said that.
He
Did
said,
you?
He said
I
that,
don't
yeah.
pay attention to Andrew. I listen to like half what Andrew says.
Yeah.
I don't think I love front row getting one. They used to be three car full time, and they
many do they have
got a
now?
lot better too.
Two.
And then that 36 is part time,
Yeah.
or like
Okay.
they'll run the 36 for like 500 and stuff.
I think it's just because they're getting more Ford backing, right?
Probably, yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
And then you look at SHR, who was a tier 1 partner. Now they're gone. So I think that's even more for Ford to invest into FRM.
Yeah.
Right. It's true. Yeah. I mean, a lot of changes have happened to FRM since then. I think, yeah, it was post 2-car. When they went back to 2-car, it was before they won the 500. So obviously they got a little more cash flow, plus the forward backing is up. So, hopefully it'll be better. But I don't know. I'm just always, they've been finally on the up, and hopefully their car doesn't just make them spread the resources too then. But we'll see.
any guesses where the drivers go?
Ooh.
Which one? Run down the list. Who's
Go
first?
Briscoe.
I think
21.
That's what I'm seeing on Twitter. And I've heard before this announcement, I've heard Harrison Burton's out, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
duh.
Yep. That's
Is that official? Is that an official? Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm stupid. I was like, I couldn't remember if that was official, or if it was just a rumor. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I would say the 21 would be probably very likely. I would think.
Yeah.
I think Barry has no problem landing a ride.
No.
Oh yeah, he'll go
He'll
maybe
almost be-
23 or Trackhouse maybe, or whoever gets that fourth charter. You still
I
got
don't
that one
think-
out there.
I think the Trackhouse seat's already taken.
Oh yeah. They got
They
two
got
I
all
drivers.
think, I think two
Zane would
drivers,
hop in that.
two drivers from SHR are without a ride right now.
Priest for sure.
Yeah. Priest.
Barry gets a ride, and I think Briscoe probably
Gregson's-
gets a ride.
Yeah.
Well, no, I tell it back because Gregson's got the Bass Pro Shop
Bass Pro, yeah.
sponsorship. So
He's got a ride.
It'll be Barry and
Well, I mean, but they still have the fourth charter. We don't know who that's going to. So there's three of them get those 3 spots.
I mean,
so
it might not go to anybody if somebody can't afford it.
true.
Yeah.
And the big players for that fourth charter have already
Said no.
stated on Twitter today that they can't afford it.
Yeah, I saw Brad tweet. He said, I'm just short $30 million.
And we know Dale ain't gonna get it.
I
So
was gonna say, yeah, Dale could get it. But
Well, with the rumors that they're going to max out teams to a 3-car charter, I'm wondering if somebody else tries to hop in and get grandfathered in, like Hendrick and who's the other one?
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Yeah,
When
So
was
if
that?
Penske hops in and grabs
that was
Uh,
like a couple days ago.
this
I
week,
thought.
yeah,
It was a rumor. I don't know
From
if
who?
that'll happen, but
it's not rumored. This is what they're trying to put into the
oh really?
It's part of the new charter deal. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously nothing's set in stone yet because they still haven't signed the deal yet. So
That's a Bianchi thing, by the way. So, but yeah, and supposedly those two teams are getting grandfathered in, and if somebody gets in before this is signed, they can also be grandfathered in. So, like Penske could buy a fourth in.
Penske's the only one
grandfathered
I'd really see being in the position to just buy a fourth charter, like because he's big enough, and they have Wood Brothers, who's already a satellite team. Like I feel like that could go through pretty quick, but I don't know of anybody else who could just spend an extra $30 million.
yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Except
You know,
for-
what? I might look into it.
Yeah,
I'll win the Mega Millions is like 500 mil. I'll just win that, and then we'll have an NASCAR.
Buy us
team.
each one. Buy us a couple.
Yeah.
So, how about this? Dirty Mo signs with Sirius XM. We don't know what that means yet, but if they make it
Interesting move for sure.
exclusive, it could be a really
I don't
bad,
think
in
they're-
my opinion.
I saw them already coming out against that. It's
They
not
are
gonna be-
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Mike, what's his name? Who used to do the Dale Jr. download with Dale Jr.? Mike.
Mike Davis.
Yeah.
No,
He,
yeah.
he said it's
Should
just
not do it anymore.
no. He
No.
doesn't. He like just runs Dirty Mo or something like that now.
That's it. Something light.
Just something like that. I don't know. It's either that or like runs a mop somewhere. I can't really remember. But anyway, he said that it's just like another place for their podcast to go. Their like all their
Gotcha.
content. Like, I mean, you can still, if you listen to it from Spotify, you can still listen to it from Spotify.
Okay.
Good.
So
That's good, at least.
doesn't
Yeah.
sound like there's going to be any sort of restriction.
They were worried about us taking over.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They're trying to increase their, yeah.
We
They're
got
trying to
Dirty
increase
Joe
their
media.
before weekend.
It's a proactive mood on their behalf. I understand. I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
They were making moves towards us, and Dirty Mo swept in and said, "Hey, we'll take it." And they're like, "You know what? Fine, I guess so."
Yeah. Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson do a tire test at Iowa.
Remember that for betting.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
See, they
Kyle Larson.
paved
Jot
like
that down.
they paved like the bottom.
They
lane
needed
there.
to. They needed
Yeah.
to.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
bouncy,
bumpy.
wasn't it?
Yeah. That everybody ran the high line because it was pretty rough on the low line. So this
Yeah.
should honestly make it more, I don't know.
Should be
different
kind of
lines.
racy, right?
Yeah, it should be better. Hopefully it's not too grippy on the bottom. Otherwise, we're going to see single file on the bottom. But I mean, it's progressive banking. So you should see somebody up on top, somebody on low. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's what, a couple weeks away, 3 weeks. I'm
Something like
excited
that.
for it.
Do we have a bye week in the summer? I forget when that is.
Yeah, the Olympics.
But yeah, the Olympics.
two.
Oh, the Olympics.
End of
yeah.
July,
Duh. Okay.
early August, I think. Somewhere in there.
I'll find it. Right
Okay. Well, kill count. Do we have any? We didn't have anything, right?
I don't think so. I think
We usually
everyone's
have
Yeah.
mainly single cars.
single
Yeah,
car
that's
what I
season,
thought. Survivor.
Oh,
Stack.
yeah. Oh, God. I don't want to talk about it. Didn't do well. Where's it at? So I finished dead last with Busher, who was 23rd. What the heck happened to him? I thought he was like sort of running okay, top 10.
He was. I don't
like
know.
12th or something like that, and then all of a sudden he's gone. So I don't know what happened there. And then Drake was third with Kyle Busch, who finished 15th. Joe was third with Elliott, who was 7th, and then Andrew Ty Gibbs, who finished 6th, which I thought he fell off the earth. So I'm
Yeah.
I
surprised
did
he got
too.
6th.
I thought I
Oh,
won
no,
last this week, and I was like, "Oh shit, I've won."
Yeah, he lost the lead, and then I just stopped paying attention to him. So I just thought he was completely gone. So I'm up first. I'll go Joey.
Solid pick.
He did pretty good
Me
last year.
next. Busher's going to swing back this week, so we're going Chris. Crispy.
All right.
Joe.
I'm going Ryan Blaney.
Solid.
I'm gonna go Josh Berry.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
He's
Yeah.
been on the up and up.
It's the
That's
first
good.
Yeah.
Josh Berry pick for the
And
kickers.
he's driving for his job next year. So
Yeah.
Brian, who would
Yeah.
your pick be this week?
Not a Ford driver.
Well, in our defense, we've run out
Is
of.
that
a
all
lot
y'all
of-
have?
Yeah,
Is that
all
all
the
y'all
good
have
guys are
left? Is
gone.
Ford drivers?
Yeah.
Hey,
Bruce,
man, they won.
you've been watching
recently.
this season, right?
I mean, I'm probably William Byron.
Good pick.
Yeah. That's not bad. He's a
Not
threat
as
every
good as
week.
Kurt
seems like.
Busher, but
I just got a William Byron diecast today.
oh hell yeah!
Nice.
I will.
Nice
Hey,
one.
I'm gonna say something, and I got a
Okay.
picture of it for proof.
Get ready to hit mute on him.
No, this is gonna break Joe's heart.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I was
Here
at
we
the
go.
Hall of Fame, and everybody knows who has been to Charlotte, and you stayed for Monday. That the Memorial Day at the Hall of Fame is probably the busiest day that they have.
Insanely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when you go in there and you set up your profile, you pick your favorite driver.
No, no.
Well, on that big screen above the whatever that
The-
the Glory Road,
Glory Road, yeah.
they showed who had more people pick as their favorite driver.
Oh no!
Kyle Larson.
Oh boy.
Kyle Larson had 15% of everybody who walked in there, and Chase Elliott had 13%.
They're
Damn.
thinking Kyle
There it
Larson
is.
is going to take the most popular driver this year. When does that happen? When does that voting happen?
If
thought it
not
was
this year,
usually
it's going to be soon.
Coke 600.
It's gonna be Jesse Uji. I mean, come on.
When
Yeah.
do they do
Yeah,
most
there we
popular
go.
driver vote? Now I got to look it up.
Is it not
I don't think
throughout
it-
the year?
I thought there was
No,
like
I
an
looked
actual
like-
like time span where they do
Oh,
the
maybe it
actual
is.
voting.
I always thought it was around Coke 600. They did it. I thought like they
That's the
announced it on
fan
the
vote,
list.
or I know they do the fan vote for the
All-Star.
All Star, which is what I was thinking too. I was like, I think they already did. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's just the fan vote for All Star.
So most popular driver award presented by who Tuesday noon. So it was at least awarded in November last year.
Yeah, that's when they Yeah, I don't
they
know
give
when
it
they
out
start
during the
voting.
award ceremony every year.
All right, I gotta look it up. I
But
feel like
yeah,
it is towards the end of the year. They do.
I
the
was
voting.
shocked to see Kyle Larson ahead of Chase Elliott.
That's shocking.
By
Where was Michael
2%.
McDowell on that list? He's like third, probably.
It was
Probably
the
12%.
top three of the top 5 were Hendrick drivers, and then
So
yeah,
Bowman, the
and
other one,
then
of course.
Bowman, and then Gregson, and I think it was Denny.
You mean Byron, not Bowman, right?
Yeah, Byron, not
I was
Bowman.
like,
sorry.
no.
I said
Byron.
Byron. I said Bowman as a joke because I know it was Byron.
Yeah, Byron. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, Byron. I think, and then I want to say it was Gregson and Denny.
Here's something that says November 7th.
Okay.
Most popular driver voting open now, but that was for last year. So I'm guessing
Around
November.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So better watch out, Joe. Your boy might be dethroned this year, especially with this 500. I bet you it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Okay, so it's that time of year again. We have the Denny Hamlin Dirty Mo Media Bracket Challenge. We're going to fill this out real quick. So, Denny Hamlin, Haley.
Yeah,
Denny.
for sure.
What's the track? Give me context.
Gateway.
Gateway. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta be Joey over Briscoe here.
Agreed.
Mm.
Kozlowski, Hocevar, Brad.
Brad. Bowman.
I don't
Bowman.
know, man. Hocevar was good there last year.
Yeah.
In a Spire car. In Corey LaJoie's car. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's still Brad's just
Brad's on a hot
running
streak
too
right
good.
now. That's
Yeah.
He
fair.
is.
Brad's on a hot streak.
Elliott over Hemrick,
Yes.
Bubba over
Bubba.
Cindric,
Mm-hmm.
Blaney over Gregson.
I think so.
Blaney ran pretty good last year at Gateway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
William for sure.
yep. Truex,
MTJ.
Easy.
Gotta be
Busher.
right now. I'd say Chris for sure. Last year easily would have said Daniel, but gotta be Chris.
He's
this year.
just nowhere this year. It seems like anytime like somebody of note is getting lapped, it's always Daniel.
Yeah.
Like, he just seems like the first person like of note to get lapped every race.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ross or McDowell.
McDowell was good here last year.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Right.
that was good, and
We need an upset
Ross
in
is
there.
kind of falling off. Trackhouse in
need-
general doesn't really have speed.
I know I was gonna say Ross hasn't really been here.
Gonna be
Let's
our
throw an
upset
upset.
here.
Let's go Michael.
with
Unbiased.
Michael.
Unbiased opinion is Michael here.
I'm good with Michael.
Gibbs over Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Brian, what's your thoughts on that McDowell pick?
I mean, I picked McDowell over Chastain, but mine is actually unbiased.
Oh, okay. No, for sure. Mine too, but I don't know why you had to specify like that. Anyway,
Larson over LaJoy.
I think LaJoy here. I mean, unbiased opinion.
Totally
Unbiased.
neutral on this one.
Clearly.
Your nose is
that was
growing.
Brian throwing
Weird.
something for everyone listening at home, by the way.
Kyle Busch or Barry?
Barry.
Really?
I'm leaning Barry.
I
I know
think
Kyle
Barry.
I
won
don't hate
last
it.
year.
I don't hate
but-
it. Sorry. Wait, Zach's unbiased opinion. What do you think?
I think Barry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree.
I don't like it.
Bell
On
over
mine, I'm not picking
Gilliland.
Barry.
Tyler.
Yep, Tyler Reddick.
And then we got Sonoma is next.
Oh
Yep,
boy.
Sonoma. Hamlin or Logano?
Hamlin.
Danny.
Logano actually has
wait.
better results
At Sonoma, yeah.
at Sonoma. I think
Yeah.
I go Joey.
Well, wait,
Oh.
how did Denny do at Coda? I think Denny's road course game is picked up in this new car now.
That's
It
right.
has.
He did say he's gotten better.
He doesn't do
So-
sim time for the for the road courses though.
And I think at Sonoma he was good last year until he smacked the wall. Because he smacked that apex that's coming to the start finish line or whatever.
He's
Right.
almost won before at this track because there was
He's-
that last lap pass that he ended up stuffing into the wall.
I feel like if there was a track I was going to pick Hamlin over Joey on a road course, it would be either Sonoma or the Glen.
Anyone think it's interesting that Denny's the number 1 seed in his own bracket channel?
Interesting. Rigged.
Just saying. Just saying.
He's only
So are we
number
going
one
Joey
because Larson
or are we
missed the
going
600.
Hamlin?
Yeah.
I'm
we
good with
going?
whatever.
I would
Ryan?
go Hamlin. My gut says Hamlin.
I mean, I'm all over Joey on this one,
Ooh.
and I despise Joey.
I'm kind of on Joey too, honestly.
Gross. So
I'm
votes.
doing it.
I'll go Joey.
All right. Outvoted.
Yep.
Kiss, Mary,
Brad or
Kill,
Bowman?
Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Zach. Kill. All right, got it. Next.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Bowman.
Really?
Bowman over Brad?
Really?
Bowman is sneaky good.
Yeah, you're right. He's good at road
Yeah.
courses.
Playoff
has-
Bowman.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree.
been
Chase or Bubba?
Chase.
Chase.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Byron,
It's like,
easy.
really?
Brian.
over Blaney. I really wanted to pick Bubba, but I can't go against the green.
Really? Okay. Blaney over Byron?
No,
I think Byron.
Yeah.
Truex
Dude,
or
I don't-
Busher? It's Busher.
No,
Truex.
Truex is
MPJ used to be the road course guy. I don't know about it anymore, man.
I mean, Busher finished what, second or third last year?
I kind of like Busher here, especially with
They're
how he's been
both
running
good.
this year and his performance last year. Let's throw the upset in there. Let's go Busher.
I guess Busher
What?
under protest.
McDowell or Gibbs? Oh, that's
Gibbs.
McDowell.
Let's go McDowell all day.
Gibbs?
Unbiased McDowell.
I agree. Like
I don't-
he won at Sonoma, right?
No, Indy.
No.
Indy
Oh,
Road. I
okay.
mean,
Indy Road.
yeah.
Is that
I
the
mean,
Busher
Gibbs-
win? Who was it 2
Wait,
years ago?
What?
Sonoma.
Suarez.
Was
No,
it
Suarez
Suarez?
did win at Sonoma. Was
Yeah.
that 2 years
Okay.
ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Busher was chasing him down.
Yeah,
I mean,
McDowell's
Ty's
third.
not bad on road courses, right? But I just think that
I don't have confidence in Ty. He just
No.
he just
he's
falls
hit or
off. It
miss.
seems like
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is easy pick.
Larson or Barry?
Larson.
Barry.
Larson.
See Bell over Reddick.
Really?
I think so.
I agree.
See Bell's
with
on
that.
fire.
He's
He's-
faster
At
at
Sonoma
Dakota.
though?
Bell is very quietly on fire.
I think Raddick. My vote's
Brian knows
Raddick.
his stuff. I'm going with Brian Seabell.
Oh yeah, that's not biased at
Unbiased.
all.
Completely
Unbiased.
unbiased.
Obviously Reddick.
Yeah. Joe, what's
Joe,
your vote? I think we
tiebreaker.
have a deciding vote here.
Bell
Ooh,
beat
um,
Reddick by a
Reddick
lot
wins like
at
every
Dakota.
road course race.
He wasn't faster than Bell at Coda.
Give me.
What's all the other ones?
I don't think so. Look it up.
Don't fuck
No.
this up, Joe.
Joe.
Reddick.
Ah,
That's right. baby. Great pick. Great pick.
Pick.
Oh, it's
Logano or
incredible.
Bowman?
I'm gonna book
At
Iowa.
Iowa.
Joey.
Iowa.
Logano,
Iowa.
Bowman.
Iowa.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah, Joe.
Iowa? Wait, is it Iowa?
No.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Iowa?
Elliott.
Joey's notorious for doing really good at like
New tracks. Yeah,
when we
sure.
go someplace the first time. So I
Yeah.
don't hate that.
Byron.
Hold on,
right?
scroll back up. Scroll back up. Is Bowman
Yeah.
going to be at the test?
No.
Is
It's
Logano
just,
gonna be at the
three.
test?
It's Larson.
Bell,
Keselowski,
Brad, and Kyle.
Larson.
Larson.
Okay.
Good question though. Are any of those guys
Chase-
still in our account right now? Larson
what?
is.
Larson.
Yeah. Out of the people testing, so Larson's gonna be an easy pick.
We're
on
gonna
that
have
one.
Larson win this thing, aren't we? Damn it.
Yeah, probably. Elliott or Byron? It's Byron, right? Easy.
I think Byron.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately.
Joe, you don't have to
Busher,
say that. Just
McDowell.
act like you're not being biased. We've clearly been very biased this whole
We've
time.
been
You can say
completely
Chase.
neutral.
You're allowed to say Chase.
I think
I'd say Busher also.
Yeah, Busher.
Yeah, honestly,
Larson over
Larson
Reddick.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the test.
And then
Logano or
Hampshire.
Byron.
Gotta be.
God damn it. It's going to be a Hendrick face-off.
Yeah.
What track is
Chris
this? New
Busher.
Hampshire?
Yeah, it's going to go to Larson.
Do we say
probably.
fuck it and go Chris Busher?
yes, just pick Chris Busher.
I think
Kyle
for fun
Larson-
we go Busher.
What if he
And
has
just
a
Chris
tire
Brown
fall off?
as well.
It's going to be Larson, though. Like,
It might not be.
what's the last race? Nashville.
I mean, listen, if you don't want a perfect bracket, then yes, pick Busher. But if you want a perfect bracket, you pick Larson. I mean,
We already fucked it up when we picked
and then at
Reddick
Nashville,
over Bell, so it doesn't matter.
Nashville, I'm going Byron.
You're going Byron?
And I'm biased.
Nashville, Byron.
And I'm
Larson.
going Byron.
I hate leaning Larson here, but I feel like I'm leaning slightly Larson.
I'm going Byron.
I don't hate
Byron.
Byron either though.
I'm leaning Byron.
Okay.
And y'all
I
fuck
really
this
am.
thing up already because I have Host of our going all the way to the end. But
Oh,
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Why is that, Brian?
Hmm.
Unbiased, right?
Yeah.
Unbiased opinion.
Somehow Carson Hocevar on Brian's sheet wins every single round. Every matchup, it's just Carson
He
Hocevar.
wrote him into every layer of the bracket. It's insane. Even know how he did that. He hacked the website.
Okay, well, it is submitted. That is our.
All right, we're locked in.
Yeah,
If you
we're
want
locked in.
to win a lot of money, copy that bracket.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't
We're never
copy
wrong
it.
on this podcast.
Put the house on it.
But I already put my mortgage on it. The whole thing, not just a mortgage payment, the whole mortgage.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
So we already alluded to it. For my bets right now, I have Michael McDowell top 10 plus 600. That's an easy one for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually all about it. He got spun out early last year, ended up back in the top 10. I don't think he finished there because I think he had a pit penalty or something late, but he was fast. I think he's going to be fast again. So yeah, plus 600. You can't really pass up those odds. And then what was it? Willie B over who was it? God damn it. Ryan Blaney, minus 115. It's just my head-to-head that I like.
Yeah, I like that.
Other than that, I got nothing really else. I'm not digging into these odds. So on that note, I have nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Brian, any
And-
parting words of wisdom?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Well, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all those fun things wherever you're watching, listening, and make sure to tune in next week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
How do I get out of here?
Oh, Brian.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Green White Checkered Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. For more from the boys and the podcast, be sure to follow us on Twitter at the GWCpod for the podcast, at biggelstv for Zach, at shakendrake_TTV for Austin, at picksbyfitz for Andrew, and at J_Sully10 for Joe. Head over to thegwcpod.com to submit a question for our OnlyFans segment. Thanks again for listening, and we hope to catch you again next episode.
Football season may be over, but for frequency's sake still has you covered for all your sporting needs. Tune in every Sunday when the best professional wrestling podcast around, Cards Subject to Change, gets you caught up on everything inside the ropes. They won't miss a count with weekly analysis and interviews. More into auto racing? We've got a double dose for you on the track. Tune in to Fast Money with Rod Villagomez each week and win some money with the quickest bets in all of sports. Want more insight from Pit Row? Check out the Green, White, and Checkered Podcast where they give their insight on everything happening on and off the track. Need your basketball fix? Points in the Paint has you covered with live shows every other week looking at everything in the association. Backed by popular demand, we have the return of The Payoff Pitch, FFSQC's baseball show, covering you on news around the MLB. If you're missing football, don't fret. Mark and Dan still have you covered in the football lounge. Missing Joe Winkle? Probably not, but he's still here talking sports on Educated Ignorance. Football season might be over, but we've still got you covered. For frequency's sake, you know what we mean.
For frequency